Wait, she's still chewing. Ew, wait. Woo! Why is it making noise like that? No, you're not showing it. Give me. You're not showing her eye. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do, oh by the way, can you tell I'm ready for Halloween? I'm ready for Halloween. Today I'm gonna do a super quick bearded dragon care sheet, just like the most important things that you have to know to take care of a bearded dragon. Now the reason why I'm doing this video is because I want to do this from a perspective of someone who's not an expert. If you're on YouTube and you look at all these videos, they kind of scare you off a little bit. So, you know, I'm here to give you a non-expert advice and opinion. You guys are literally on the journey with me while my beauty grows. You know, I made a video, I started making my first video when she was only, what, a month or so old. So she's now 3 months old and everything's going fine. So, you know, I'm just gonna let you guys know everything that I know. And yeah, keep watching. So the first thing I want to talk about is bearded dragon health. And the reason why I want to start with that is because my baby here is no stranger to health problems. See if she wants to eat. She has had a couple toes fall off. I'm gonna insert a picture here of how her toe used to look, and it was very worrying. Also, she doesn't have an eye, so she's no stranger to health problems. And the reason why I wanted to start with this is to let you know that you don't have to worry and get anxious over every little thing when it comes to, you know, your bearded dragon and taking them to the vet. I'm not anti-vet, but to be honest, I could have saved myself a lot of money had I just relaxed. Because at the end of the day, if you know that there's nothing a vet can do about something your bearded dragon is going through, there's no point in worrying. You know, there's nothing a vet can do about my bearded dragon's eye. Like when I took her, she said it's probably a birth defect, you know. And she's hungry. I don't know if you can tell, but she's eating it. There's nothing the vet can do about a missing eye, you know, and there's no point in paying the vet to tell me something that I could have figured out myself. Oh, it's probably a birth defect. Well, thanks. I thought that myself. Yeah. Also about the toe, she said, oh well, it's probably gonna fall off, here's some antibiotics so she won't get an infection. Even though it's a good idea to give her the antibiotics, I didn't, because she was so young. And I called the vet. I told her, is it okay if I you know, put the medication on her food or something, because it's kind of hard to shove a syringe down her throat. And the vet was basically like, yeah, no, it's better if you give it to her in her mouth. And I just couldn't do it, and so I just kind of hoped that she wouldn't get an infection, and she didn't. Her toe did fall off and it is all healed up now. She's 100% fine. You have she's 100% fine. And so, you know, like I said, I could have saved myself money. I'm not anti-vet, but I've had a lot of pets, and about 95% of the time, I did not have to go to the vet. 95% of the time, I could have saved my money. So I say all this just to tell you that if your bearded dragon is going through certain things, just use common sense. You know, if they don't look like, you know, they're something, you know, there's behaviors that can tell you if they're very sick, you know what I'm saying? And in this case, my bearded dragon wasn't sick, but I was worrying like crazy. And so I wasted my money. Okay, so that's that. Health problems and the vet. That's all I wanted to say about that. Next thing I want to talk about is food. I usually give my bearded dragons doobie roaches and crickets. And as you can see, I'm giving her some collard greens, and she loves them. So, you know, at first, I was a little worried because when we first got them, the first couple days, they weren't eating at all. They were like maybe eating one cricket and that's it for at least 5 days. And then I guess they got hungry and started eating, you know, properly. And now they eat a lot of dubia roaches. I order 100 and they're usually gone within 2 days. So if your bearded dragon isn't eating the first couple of days, don't worry about it. That's not a reason to go and run and take them to the vet. Yeah, that's not a reason to like...
You did that?
Shut up. I know, I'm telling them I did that. That's not a reason to worry and get anxious because, you know, they're getting used to their habitat. And so you gotta let them breathe a little bit. Don't worry if they're not eating the first couple days. I've read some threads that said, oh, your bearded dragon is not eating, go take him to the vet immediately. This could be this, this, and that. But again, if you just got your bearded dragon, they're more likely not gonna eat for the first couple days. If your bearded dragon isn't eating crickets right away, it could just be that they don't like crickets, because the other bearded dragon that we have, she did not like crickets at all at first, and then once we got dubia roaches, she just ran to them like crazy and she ate them super fast. Now she eats crickets and dubia roaches, but in the beginning, if you see that they're having some trouble just not wanting crickets, try some dubia roaches and make sure you do your research on what you can feed them daily versus what you can feed them once in a while, because you don't want to feed them mealworms every single day. So I put it back because she was jumpy. But going back into the food topic, you also have to make sure that you give them calcium. There's calcium with D3 and calcium without D3. I have both just in case. These are the ones that I use. From what the vet told me, she said that if they're not getting enough UVB light, you're better off giving them the ones with D3. However, I have read online that they can overdose on D3, so I kind of switch, sometimes give them D3, sometimes give them one without D3, just to make, just to be safe. They do get enough UVB light for a fact. And then a multivitamin that I give them once a week. So that's that with the food. Now, I'm also gonna link down below some really good resources for how to tell which vegetables to give to your bearded dragon. Now, I had a hard time with this because every time I went on Google, one website would tell me that this is okay to give to bearded dragons and another one would say that it's not okay to give to bearded dragons. So I was over the edge with all the different information, but I found a really good list. So I found a really good list that's super helpful for me that I'll be linking down below for you. But basically it tells you, I don't know if you can see, but it tells you which vegetables you can give to them and whether you can give it to them occasionally or daily. My bearded dragon loves collard greens, so I give her that on a daily. Bok choy, mustard greens, all the good greens I give them daily. Now, if your bearded dragon isn't eating vegetables in the beginning, again, don't worry. My brother's beardy didn't eat vegetables for at least a month and a half, and then all of a sudden she just started eating them. Like I said, the whole food situation, they're gonna get hungry at some point and they will eat. So don't stress it. Don't run over to the vet, because what's the vet gonna do about them not eating? You know what I'm saying? Unless it goes over maybe a week or so of them really not eating anything and with other factors. So like I said, everything is about common sense. So water. So what if your bearded dragon doesn't want to drink water? So I've done the whole syringe thing and letting the beardy see the water just kind of fall down so that they could know it's water. It doesn't work. In my whole 3 months of having them, they have not ever walked up to that water bowl and drank water. They don't drink water when I give them bath. They just don't drink water like that. So what I do, if your bearded dragon's not drinking water, anytime I give them vegetables, I spray the vegetables with water and I make sure that the vegetables have enough water on them. And I do that every single day. I make sure that the vegetables have water on them. Also, a little extra, but you can also dip the crickets in the water. I do it sometimes. I just like, you know what, you need a little extra water, let me dip this cricket in the water. So there's ways to get them to have their water, so don't worry too much about that. But they do, however, have a bowl of water in there just in case. The habitat, there's 3 things that you absolutely need: UVA light, UVB light, and thermometers. Now don't try to skimp out on the thermometers, and the reason why is because you need to know what their enclosure, the temperature of their enclosure. If you don't have a thermometer, there's no way of you knowing if the enclosure is 85 degrees or 95 degrees. And the reason I say that is because once it started getting a little colder, and my apartment started getting a little colder, so did their enclosure. And if I didn't have a thermometer, I wouldn't have known that their basking area was under 90 degrees, which I don't really like that. I like to have it at 95 or a little higher. So what I had to do was get a bigger light. And that's why you need thermometers. It's important. If they don't have the right lighting, this can lead to other problems and them not eating and acting weird and all these other problems. Just get thermometers. Those are necessary. Now UVA and UVB light, the UVB light is extremely important for bone growth and all other types of information. I don't really know all the details, I just know that it's important. I get mine from Chewy.com, and the lighting that I have provides both UVA and UVB. Now be careful, because if you go to the pet shop and you get a UVA light, it may not provide UVB. So you need to make sure that it says UVA and UVB. Okay, you can get them separate. I have one that provides both, plus an extra UVB light, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, moving on. So resources. If you have a bearded dragon, if you're new to owning a bearded dragon, there's 3 different resources that I like to just have on hand. First one is Discord. If you download the app Discord, there is a bearded dragon community where it's an active community. So it's like a chat, you know, and basically if you have any questions or concerns, you can just put your concerns there. Now the reason why I was stressing the whole vet situation in the beginning is because I just want you to know that they're gonna tell you to take your vet no matter what you say in there. You can say, oh, my bearded dragon looked at me the wrong way, and they're gonna be like, take him to the vet immediately, take him to the vet. So, you know, just be aware of that. But they do have, you know, good advice, and they do have a lot of information on hand because they are bearded dragon owners. So Discord is one. Number 2, Reddit. I like Reddit. Just look for the bearded dragon threads. There's many of them. And then the 3rd resource is a really good website that I found, and I will be linking down below. That's the one where I got my food sheet for bearded dragons. I found is the best website for bearded dragon care. Just going back to the whole water situation, I almost forgot to mention that if you do have a bowl in there with water, you need to make sure that you clean it, that it is, I guess this cleans the water conditioner, blah blah blah. Yes, it's a water conditioner, and the vet said that they do need this, so I wouldn't skimp out on it. I got this one, I think I got it from Amazon. It's called Reptisafe, and you just need a drop or 2 per cup of water, so make sure you do that. But that's pretty much it. Those are the most basic necessary things for bearded dragons if you are a bearded dragon owner, a new owner. Yeah. Now just a little note on bearded dragon behavior. If you just got your bearded dragon and they're very skittish or they don't move a lot, again, this is not something that you should be overly concerned about. We have 2 bearded dragons, as you know, and my bearded dragon, she was super sweet. Like, I would always carry her, and you know, she was just super calm. My brother's bearded dragon, super skittish, still is skittish. She's gotten less skittish over time, but you know, it's just 2 different behaviors, and again, nothing to worry about. My brother has been trying to tame her, and she has become a little better, but she's still very skittish. My bearded dragon, very calm. So, you know, don't worry about the behavior. In the beginning, it will seem like maybe everything could be wrong with them. That's exactly the way I felt. But if they just got into a new enclosure, they're just trying to get used to it. But that's pretty much it. I know it's super quick. I wanted to make this as quick as possible and just include the most important things. If you do have any questions, you can leave them down below and I'll answer them directly. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like and please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.